People, welcome back to the One True Red podcast. This evening I'm joined by CT and Mikey. And Mikey and CT, there's an absence of some Liverpool fans. We used to have three.
Strange that.
It must be a coincidence, no?
What did I tell you guys? We start the pod back up, and when everything's going fine, everybody's in full attendance. As soon as it slips, people are missing.
In fairness to both, they did say. In fairness to both, they did say before this week. Aki's abroad, so he's probably traveling right now. Uche has a prior engagement, which just so happens to fall on the weekend where we get humiliated again. Welcome to people on the comments. Good evening, even Dunya memories. And yeah, we'll get straight into it. Liverpool humiliated at Anfield, 3-0. I was out, so I wasn't following the game. And then saw the score line, 3-0. First time since 1965 that we've lost back-to-back games 3-0. 20 goals conceded in the league, Mikey.
It's beautiful.
There's no more excuses. There's no more excuses for this team and for this manager.
There aren't. I had the pleasure of watching the game. To be fair, Liverpool were playing well for 20 to 25 minutes. Salah was looking back to his last season self. He was sharp. I was fearing the worst. And then Konate gifted a corner with a calamitous touch. And then it was so easy. From there on in, Nottingham Forest could have had more. And it was just shocking to be at Anfield and for Nottingham Forest to be winning 3-0 and could have been more. It's disgraceful. And I'll add, in that second half, Liverpool had one shot on target.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm worried about. Frankly, is firstly how fragile the team seems to be. Okay, welcome, Gibbsy. Frankly, it's how fragile the mentality of the team used to be. I remember Klopp used to say mentality monsters. With these guys, mentality, I'm not sure we're allowed to say midgets anymore, short people. But it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous how, as you say, started well, created a few chances, had one cleared off the line from McAllister. And then from there, again, Konate, and it's happened so many games. I'm just trying to keep a lid on it.
Don't keep it on it. This is the problem. You need to get out. Use this as a session.
This is my session. Seeing as the other two have deserted me, this is my session. So many times that Konate will give just the stupidest corners away. And frankly, to be honest, we shouldn't be fearing that because you're going to give corners away. But don't help the opposition with nonsense like that. And the way he gave it away, another missed kick, and then it shanks off him and it goes out. If it's not that, he's heading it out for no reason. If it's not that, he's chesting it. I don't know what's going on with the guy. He's going through contract negotiations as we speak, and there's talk that he's rejected multiple offers. Maybe those offers should stop coming because the way the guy's played, the way the guy has played this season, you could probably count on one hand how many good performances he's had. But that's by the by. As Dunya says here, Ekitike should have started. This is where Slot has to take a massive amount of accountability for what's going on at the moment because Isak hasn't played for over a month. He didn't get any minutes. Well, he came on for the first Sweden game, didn't get any minutes in the second Sweden game. I think he played 20 minutes. 20 minutes over the international break, and then he starts a league game, a must-win league game. What are we doing there? What's that about?
It didn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't make slight sense. Actually, wasn't it this international break? Ekitike scored a banger for France, run and finish. And so you literally just continue to crush the boy's confidence. You already thought that he was going to be number one. We know that now because the reaction to Isak starting ahead of him and him coming on and scoring in those kind of earlier days gives us a clear indication that Ekitike thought he was going to be the guy and he wants to be the guy. And so you play Isak continually instead of him. And then even when he's flying, he's on the bench. And you need the points. It just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. And this goes back to CT. This goes back to what we were talking about last week. About and weeks before as well, how Slot doesn't seem to be respecting this league. And it doesn't make much sense because you're giving there were games prior to this where he was giving Isaac a run out like it's pre-season, and it's league games that we need to win, and then he's doing it again. There was a press conference on Friday. He said, "I need to speak to the fitness people to understand how we can get him back on form." And but it's we need to focus on what's best for Liverpool, not what's best for Isaac. And then we start him in a game that we need to win. What sense does it make?
Yeah, he's not doing himself any favors, this Slot, at the moment. And I did say, I think it was earlier on in the season, that he's going to cause an issue with Ekitike. Because Ekitike, as Mikey was saying, Ekitike thought he was number one. Well, he was supposed to be number one. Well, he's the most informed striker you have, and he's benched. So that's going to have some form of effect on him, whether he thinks Isaac's better than him or it costs more money or whatever. It's still going to cause a rift. And I don't know. Slot he's in a lot of trouble here to figure out how we can get you guys through it, because whatever he's doing at the moment is not working at all.
He hasn't got the answers.
Yeah, well, this is it. And when that happens, you start to lose the dressing room. You start to lose key players, and that could be happening right now as we speak.
You know what? When Liverpool were back, we were on the pod, and we were told they were back when they beat Aston Villa. And kept a clean sheet. They reverted to basically the players that played last season with a couple kind of placeholders. And that seems to have dropped off again. You just got to revert to what was working. It's that easy. So this comment from Giabawan about Isak has to start fit is just ridiculous, because Isak, all right, let's say Isak isn't fit then. Let's just use that as an excuse. He isn't fit, so he can't start. That's the Liverpool excuse that should be used for him not playing, because he's been rubbish.
Could Slot be getting pressure though from the top, from the hierarchy in terms of, you know what I mean? This guy's 125 mil. He has to start.
Or if he was pushing for the signing, if he was pushing for the signing, then he's trying to demonstrate why he was asking for him. That's the only kind of logical explanation I can think of.
Yeah, and obviously we're not going to know the truth, but there's talk now that there's certain signings that he didn't want and certain players he didn't want sold. Diaz being one of them. What's that?
Well, who were the signings that he?
No names mentioned yet, but along the lines of what you're saying, because even I think it was not the Palace game, because Ekitike did what he did and couldn't play. But I think there was a game where it just didn't make any sense that Isaac started that game, because I think Ekitike scored the game before or something like that. Yeah. And then the weekend game comes around and Isaac started and Ekitike is on the bench, and it's like, along what Gabby was saying about, well, if you pay that amount of money for Isaac, then you have to start. I don't. If you're a club if you're aspiring to be a big club, and that's what we've got to assume Liverpool trying to do, you don't need to play every player that you sign. You play what's best for the team. So longer term, I get it. Isaac number one, because he's used to the league, good season last season, etc., all that. But the Isaac of this season is not the one that we thought we were signing. So play the player that's actually playing well. That's just common sense, no? Unless you're trying to prove a point, like you're saying, Mikey. Unless there's a case of, well, I didn't want Ekitike. Isaac is my clear number one. So whatever happens, he's starting. All right, do that, Slot. But if you're going to get performance where the guy is barely tight, I think he passed the ball 5 times in the game yesterday. If he's invisible, then there's no point. But I've got some stats. And we're going to come in to talk about a bit more about Slot on where we are with this. And I'd like the likes of Dunya and other Liverpool fans who are in the comments to give your views. But some stats, pretty damning stats. So since March, when we played PSG and we lost and got knocked out of the Champions League, we played 30 games. We've won 13. We've lost 14. That's since March. So this is not just something that's happened in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
This has been a pattern that's been since last season. And the thing is, I didn't say it on a pod, and I probably should have done, but I didn't say it on a pod. What I didn't like about last season is about when we won the league, we then started doing nonsense, going to Dubai in between league games. Fine, you've won the league, but there's a whole summer to party, and then we're losing game after game after game, and losing becomes a habit, just like winning does. Losing becomes a habit. The levels have dropped off since April, pretty much, and we're not being able to pick it up. Yes, we had the 6 games this season where we won 7 in a row, if you include the Champions League. But in every single one of those games, there were big fat holes in our team or in our structure, and that's just continued. It's
So
anyway. Let me continue. There's a few more. Sorry, CT. Just before you come in, there's a few more stats. So 43% win rate since March. 6 defeats in 7 league games in the last 7 league games. First time we've lost 3-0 2 times in a row since 1965. It's the worst start to a season since Rodgers was sacked in 14-15. So what's next for Slot? Is he under pressure?
It's a countdown now, isn't it?
You've just given the case against him. You're the prosecution here.
He's had a whole summer to fix. As you said, at the back end of last season, you were pretty poor. He's had the summer to fix it, or at least, you know what I mean, try to fix the gaps. But you spent a lot of money, bro. He's probably spent the most as a Liverpool manager, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So
it's in one window.
This is crazy. How much time does he get? Like, what is the next steps now? Don't lose your next 3 or 4 games. I don't know what it is. What do you say to someone like
Christmas?
I mean, again, also it's online rumors, but there's talk that he's got until January, and then they'll reassess if things don't pick up from there. But we got to the international break with some tough fixtures, and the plan must have been, with the run of games that we've got Leeds, we've got West Ham coming up, Nottingham Forest at home, who themselves have been struggling. The plan must have been to pick up some points over this period, over the next 4 or 5 games, and then see where we are. But to start that run with a 3-0 home defeat against Nottingham Forest, where, Mikey, as you said, you saw the full game. I've seen highlights. You saw the full game, and they were comfortable. Their captain came out and said we were comfortable. How many times? The Liverpool players should be slapping themselves.
It was disgraceful, to be honest. And the changes as well. I think Konate came off after about 55 minutes. That was just to save some embarrassment for Isak, I think. They were both terrible. Chiesa, when he comes on, he doesn't even look like he should be playing for the champions. I don't care what last-minute goals he scored for you guys. He looked so clumsy. You just haven't got the strength off of the bench either. Like, Rio came on and he looked like he was out of his depth. He tried a pass into the box that went 2 yards. I was just watching in amazement that you've kind of gone from champions to this. And as you say, it's not a surprise, because towards the back end of last season, you were poor then as well. But the excuse given was, we've won the league now. So that was the excuse for every loss. We've won the league. You lose against Arsenal, we've won the league. Lose against Chelsea, we've won the league. Lose against Palace, we've won the league. And now you've come into this season, and now it's 6 in 7.
That's crazy.
This Slot, he's won the championship, but he's lost more games than Amorim. And it's rising. The difference is increasing week on week.
Yeah.
And everyone was slating Amorim, saying Amorim needs to go. But Slot has lost more games than he has.
Yeah.
It's OAP season.
It's crazy. I don't agree with that statement, by the way, Gabby one, because it could be the detriment of Liverpool if you let this guy carry on. You go in and lose 5-6 more games at the Champions League. What happens then? You got to do a mad rebuild, and a rebuild wasn't necessary for you guys. Do you know what I mean? It was just at the back of your champion, so you just needed to tweak things maybe to try and compete better, or not concede as much goals as you did last season, or lose games. This has gone to a crisis mode now. I don't know what's happening.
I think we've done a good job. analysing this from the back end of last season to now. We've looked at all the transfers. We've said that you've brought in Frimpong to replace Trent. It's not like for like. You brought in a dribbler to replace a passer. You brought in Wirtz, #116, apologies, when the three in midfield were working perfectly. And then you brought in two strikers that will be arguing with themselves. And then you let Diaz go. You didn't have to let Diaz go, and you didn't replace him, so you've got no balance. So when Gakpo's there, he's stiff as anything, and he might get the odd goal and stuff. But you let Diaz go for no reason. Look, Rel's trying to escape.
Yeah, look at this.
It's absolutely disgraceful.
This is an interview. This is a Liverpool.
What's happening?
They're disappearing.
We've got two absentees, MIA, and we've got one that's trying to escape.
He's trying to put a gremlins in the Matrix. He's trying to do it because he's working perfectly fine. So,
all right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we've got volume back now.
We can't see you.
Okay.
We thought you tried to escape. Your picture.
Yeah, frozen. I mean, look, what can I do? If the internet doesn't work for me, the internet doesn't work for me. But no, there are a few gremlins. I don't know if it's my end or somewhere else. But
right. Fortunately, Kim's going to be here, repping Liverpool.
Yeah, we can.
Everyone else is gone.
Yeah, just picking out the point you was just making, Mikey. What was the point you were just making?
Basically, we've done a good job analysing from the back end of last season, through the transfers, through the imbalance of the team, letting Diaz go. You couldn't obviously keep Trent, but you could replace better. It's not helped by him being injured, but it's a different profile of player. And so just the game style and the gameplay changes. And then people are moaning about Wirtz not having enough touches, Isak not having enough touches. The game changes.
Yeah, and so I mean, the question was asked on the pod last week whether or not they got it wrong in the summer, and I think in the sense that and CT was saying about rebuild as well. For me, the plus side is that we've got a lot of good players. That's the plus side. So if Slot was to get sacked, then someone's got some very, very good players to work with, right? If they come in. So that's the plus side. On the downside, and along the lines of did we get it wrong in the summer, I think the number of changes we made definitely shows that that's not the way to do things, especially if you're champions. If you're mid-table and you had an okay season and then you make all these changes, fair. But if you're champions and you win the league at canter like we did last season, then to make 5-6 signings or whatever it was doesn't make a lot of sense, number one. And number two, clearly hasn't worked because we don't seem to have a plan. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't know what a Liverpool goal looks like this season. I knew last season. This season, I've got no idea. When we get the ball, I don't know what the plan is to get the ball into the back of the net. You watch Arsenal play. I don't often, but you watch them play, you can see a pattern of play. You watch Man City are a bit up and down for me. But the worst part of all of this is Slot's now been there for what are we talking? A year and 18 months now? And we've regressed. After spending £500 million, we've regressed. And how does that work? Especially with the profile of player we brought in. We've broken the transfer record twice in one window.
Twice.
And we're a worse team than we were 6 months ago. So who is that on? Is that the players have become worse, or is the manager not using them properly, or what is it? Because for me, I can't see any more excuses for the guy. And I'm talking about Slot. I can't see any more excuses for the guy. And one thing I will mention, because it has to be mentioned, is obviously we're not going to know what the impact of the tragic loss of Jota is. We're not going to know that. But that's not going to, and I don't want to speak for the players because I'm not them and I don't know what it's like, right? But when you see the third goal yesterday and you see the amount of players just standing watching it unfold, there's no excuses for that because there's a minimum level. And I think I read somewhere Slot saying about how the Forest players were throwing themselves in front of everything. How many times do you see that? The second goal, Van Dijk could have thrown himself in front of the way. Not interested. How many times have you seen Liverpool players, and it's happened on occasions this season, the Arsenal game, yes, a bit of the Real Madrid game, a bit of that Villa game, where they're throwing themselves and they're doing all that sort of stuff. Every other game this season, it's all we need to do is just turn, and partly that's down to the manager as well, but all we need to do is just turn up and we're going to win. There's no plan, there's no effort, losing out on duels, losing out on second balls. First goal again, second ball, we lost out on it, they score. First corner. It's just I don't know. I just don't know what's to come, to be honest. I don't know how it gets fixed because there's no sign of it being fixed.
I love this rant, Rel, but just get to the point. When does he have to go?
Yeah, let us know.
For me, and Gabby Gabby one has said Abby one, sorry, G Abby one has said earlier about he gets a free pass. He doesn't get a free pass. This is Liverpool. We're champions. We spent a lot of money. Doesn't get a free pass. If there's no improvement by Christmas, then he has to go. I don't know who comes in, but you can't just carry on. I don't. There's no sign of improvement. And when this happened under Klopp, there was at least an excuse because we lost Van Dijk, we lost Matip, and we lost all three of our central defenders. There was an excuse then. This time, what's the excuse? We've got a few injuries, yes, that happens. Every team has it. What's the excuse? Nobody forced you to pick Isaac. Nobody forced you to do that.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to keep hearing that he's in pre-season or he needs to get fit. Like we're heading towards Christmas. It's the back end of November now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The other one,
not on current form. They can't.
Come on, they're in 11th at the minute. Let me just ring some bells. They're in 11th.
Yeah,
there are a lot of teams ahead of them that shouldn't be anywhere near.
We've conceded 20 goals in 12 games. 20. If you can't keep clean sheets, you're going to lose matches, and that's exactly what we're doing. And we're not even getting draws. We're not even doing that. And that's just this is the thing that's so annoying is fine, the team's not playing well, but you don't need to lose every single game. That shows the manager's it doesn't seem to have grasped the magnitude of what's going on here. Because what you should be doing is minimum getting the draw. And you shouldn't even need to say that when you're playing Forest, but the minimum is we're not conceding today. Let forget getting a draw.
Yeah.
The minimum is we're not conceding today. Nobody in that team seems to care the fact that they keep conceding goals. That's the problem. They're not taking it to heart. It's like, oh, okay, fine. Oh, we've conceded again. All right. Anyway, let's just go and do what we've been told to do, which is recycle the ball sideways and whatever it is we're trying to do. Minimum should be you don't concede. To have a team that's won 6, lost 6, that's just nonsense. It's nonsensical.
Yeah.
And the manager has to take a long look at himself. Sorry, Mikey, go on.
No, I was saying you've lost more games than most teams in the league.
Yeah. And we've almost conceded more than most teams. I think Wolves conceded 27. We're on 20.
Wow.
This is 12 games.
That is ridiculous.
I think but yesterday was just an eye opener. Liverpool losing 3-0 at Anfield is just mental. Yeah, and the way you lost as well. Nah, I think he's on borrowed time. To be fair, I don't think he knows how to get you guys out of this mess. That's my opinion. Maybe he does. I don't know. But from yesterday's performances, no, I think it's done for him. I hope he stays. Obviously, for our sake. I hope he does stay, and I hope he does get that time, because I think another manager, a top manager, comes in and gets you guys firing with that first 11. I think you've got probably the best first 11 in the league on paper, anyway. So I think another manager comes. You don't think so?
No,
you think
not good.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Simply not good, and there are stronger midfields as well. And Isaac is still in pre-season.
Okay, let's say one of the best 11 in the league. He's on borrowed time, man. You can't spend that amount of money in the summer after becoming champions and just wish the season away. Like, I don't understand. Come on, where's the fight? This is Anfield. It's crazy.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, CT, I think the only saving grace is that we've got a lot of good players. Some of them are quite obviously VVD and Salah are getting on in years, but the majority of the rest are young players. So we've got a lot of good players. So that's not. I'm not concerned. What my concern is what happens this season. We're losing games now, and this manager, as you say, doesn't seem to have a clue as to how to get out of it, and that's the most worrying thing. The whole kamikaze substitutions nonsense. Again, same again. The refusal to play Gomez. What has Gomez done to this guy? I have no idea. But Kanate is doing his best to do himself out of not just a contract at Liverpool, a contract of anyone, because he's been rubbish for the most of the season. He's been rubbish. McAllister apparently was rubbish again yesterday, and he's played 2 good games this season. We're what, 15 games in? What's his excuse?
I wouldn't say he was rubbish. He was no worse than every Liverpool player out there. And he was probably your main threat. I think he had 2 or 3 of the 4 shots on target he had in the whole game.
And that's the other problem, is the fact that we don't create anything. And it's not just a case of where we lost Trent. We did lose Trent, and he did help us create. But the way we're trying to build our attacks is slow, it's predictable, and it's easy to defend against. And that's the reason why we're in the position we're in, because we're fragile defensively. The set piece coach who's got the job this summer, mate, you're not doing yourself any favors with the way we started this season, because I think half of our goals that we conceded have come from set play, where it's either the first or second ball that we've lost out on and they've scored.
Listen, I know it's all doom and gloom for you, Raul, but I've just looked at the fixtures coming up, and you have PSV and West Ham. You couldn't pick 2 better fixtures to want to score some goals.
Mate, you've seen us play.
I've seen you play. But listen, if you don't score some goals in these games, I expect petitions. The guy has to go.
Well, we shall
these 2 games. I'm telling you.
We shall see what develops. As Dunya says here, we did everything slowly yesterday. Dunya, we've been doing that all season, and I don't know what the plan is. It's just so frustrating to watch. I don't know what the plan is. We allow teams to get back into their place. Counter-attacking goals is no longer a thing for us. Slot has focused way too much on, teams are playing different against us. Well, yes, you're champions. Figure it out, mate. Figure it out.
You know what? That's the other thing, yeah. Last season, Slot was looking slick. He was coming out. He knew everything to say. He was looking calm. He was looking composed. He's like the man. It was like you had James Bond in charge of your team. And then come this season, as soon as a couple results started turning, this is to blame. This is to blame. They're playing low blocks against us. They're playing long ball. What the hell? They're playing football, mate. It's called tactics. And loads of different teams have loads of different tactics. What, do you want their team sheet before? And there's tactics? Come on, man.
Yeah, he's been talking a lot of rubbish for me this season. But we'll see. We'll see what he's made of. We've got, as you say, some good fixtures coming up. So let's see what he's made of. But then I thought Nottingham Forest at home was a good fixture. Yes, we lost it last season, but
even I said you're gonna draw, and that's me. You just say you're gonna lose, bro. You lot lost. Gee whiz. I can't. This mental.
It's beyond mental. But what isn't mental is Arsenal continue to stroll on. The league seems to be quite easy for you guys. Home fixture against the guys from North London, and what happened? CT
battered them as always. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go, man. That's their song. That's their theme song. We're North London forever. It's they get battered every week. I predicted 4-1, so I knew this game was going to be comfy. I knew the Spurs had nothing, man. Like I'm gassed about the Eze. You know, he came back home and he showed those jokers who tried to sign him what he's really about. So they really should have signed him. They really should have
they had him in their grasp.
Exactly. They should have figured it out and got him on board. But yeah, we were really comfortable, man. It was a comfortable game. It wasn't a spirited North London derby like it usually is, like tackles flying and stuff like that. There was none of that. It was just controlled, calm, and measured by us, and we were always in control. Obviously, Zubimendi's slip up cost us that the clean sheet, but we were always in control in that game. You know what I mean? And the referee, I think he done a reasonable job for who it was. So I know I was complaining a lot beforehand, but we were very much in control. Arteta got everything right on the night. He got the selection right, even though I don't like to see Marino and Trossard on the same pitch on the starting 11, but he got it right. He got it right. I can't fault anyone. Trossard played really well. Eze was absolutely superb. Just the touches is coming through. You can tell he's just getting confident. Trust me, man. He's just a baller, isn't it? So I'm just, trust me, man. I'm just happy about today. Even though it was written beforehand that we were going to beat them, but the way we did it, the style we did it, and everyone performed. So I'm very happy about today's performance.
And Mikey, do you share CT's happiness in terms of the manager getting it right by starting Marino?
Through gritted teeth, we won 4-1, and it was very, very comfortable. So I'll go with Arteta on this one, although I never want to see Marino starting up front. He can come off the bench for 10 minutes, as I say, week on week. But yeah, his pass was good for Trossard. Eze was sublime, and big shouts out to Hincapié. First Premier League start in for Gabby, and didn't put a foot wrong. We just got cover everywhere. It's fantastic.
Literally, that's the next point I was going to make, Mikey. We're loaded, and we still got how many injuries?
Yeah, lots of injuries, and
mad.
We're just coasting. So yeah, we're strong. I think what people are saying is pretty much right. I think if we don't win the league, it's definitely us messing it up.
Yeah.
We are by far the strongest team in the league. We are by far the strongest squad in the league. We've got goals all over the pitch. So we've got lots of different scorers. We haven't got that Haaland up front that's scoring a load of goals, but then we don't have that dependency. We scored 4 goals, not from set pieces today. So the set piece FC tag will fall off eventually, like I said. As soon as you extrapolate it out to the entire season, you'll see that we have a fair proportion of goals from set pieces, but we're going to get more creative. When those players come back in, we're going to be firing and ripping teams up a lot more. Those low blocks, they're not going to be able to hold out as much. Tottenham came in with a defensive game plan. They played 5 at the back. They tried to sit in, tried to counter. They didn't even have a counter. They had no shots in the first half. Their first shot of the game was Richarlison from our mistake. And then they had one other shot from Simmons when he came on. Simmons is useless. They got him when they couldn't get Eze. It's absolutely marvellous. Kudus was kept quiet. I didn't feel a threat from them. It was like they came as sitting ducks just to get slapped up. I predicted 3-1. I'm just like a bit annoyed that CT got the exact score. But yeah.
You know what I was more worried about in that game? I was worried about any of our players getting injured. Because even when Hincapié came off, I was like, oh my gosh, he's like limping. That's the only thing I was worried about in this game, just injuries. So it was very comfortable. And Arteta's big problem this season is who is he gonna play? Who's gonna be his first 11 when everyone's fit? Because it's tough. But that's the type of problem we managed to have.
Listen, you're funny. The thing that Giabon's comment, the thing that Odegaard had over Eze was the press. Odegaard's press is very good. But today, Eze, his press was ridiculous. And he got 3 goals, a hat-trick. And he was slick. Like the touches were just ridiculous. It was like he was just in a park playing against substandard players. Like you guys were there.
Why you got to do that, Mikey? Why not this? Your North London rivals. You had the opportunity there to stick one in on, and then you're coming for us. Leave us, man.
But yeah, it is easy. If we win next week, we're very, very comfortable going into the kind of Christmas period.
And who have you got next week?
Chelsea. So first against second.
Okay.
So if we win next week, we'll go 9 points ahead of them. That's why it's a big game at their ground as well.
Massive game. I was going to say, actually, whilst we're on the subject of Chelsea, what do we think about them? Because I looked at the table yesterday and saw that actually the challengers right now. Obviously, Man City lost at Newcastle, even though they should have won that game. But Chelsea are now at least numbers wise, they're the challengers because they're the ones in second place. What do you think about it? Because I personally think they're nowhere near it. I don't think they've got any longevity in them in terms of challenging for this title. But they've got the points on the board, so big game next week. They must be confident too. They've been winning for quite a few games as well. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one next week.
What I'd say is, I don't think they're very good, but as you say, they've got the points on the board, so they're getting wins. And as long as you're getting wins, you're in it. And so I'll count them as a threat until they get beat next week.
Yeah, I think I'll second that, actually. I haven't seen much from them this season to say that they're going to be challengers in terms of for the title. But they've been consistent in terms of having a run of games where they're collecting points. So it's up to us now to keep them quiet and keep them away. So you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about having to do my predictions again after the transfer window. You know, I said after the transfer window, we do a rejig of where we see who's going to win and shift the places. Listen, if Arne Slot, yeah, well, I did. That was my rules. If Arne Slot carries on, you guys are not even in my top four, so I don't know what to do. But Chelsea, they may
Liverpool in their top four.
I don't think Slot thinks we're going to be top four either. So he's carrying on. But as you mentioned, predictions, CT, we might as well do those then. So you've got Chelsea away. I don't know what your record is like normally at their ground, but
beat them last season.
I don't think it's not too bad. Yeah, I think we get a fair few wins.
Okay, so both of you seem confident. CT, we'll go with you. What do you reckon is going to happen in the game next week?
I think we'll keep a clean sheet, actually. I think it'd be 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 comfortable victory. Mikey?
I was going to say 2-0. 2-1. To Arsenal, obviously.
Obviously. I don't need to do some mad predictions like Uche was trying last week when he said that Tottenham were going to... Did he say you're going to win?
He did.
Yeah.
I tried to talk him out of it, but he weren't listening.
I don't need to finish bottom of this league because, you know, cost of living crisis and that. So this predictions league, let me just coast along mid-table and just get fed at the end of the season. So I think Arsenal are going to win. I don't think it's going to be 2-0. I think it'll be 2-1. I think it'll be a close game goals wise, but I think it'll probably be 2-1 to Arsenal, or maybe it'll be a draw. But I'm going to go 2-1 because that's going to keep me mid-table. Liverpool next week got a really tough fixture. Is it Friday or Saturday? I'm just checking what day it is. Sorry, Saturday or Sunday. Sunday away at West Ham.
Before our game. Yeah, just before our game.
Boy, you could put the pressure on us.
Yeah. Yes. 5 minutes past 2 next Tuesday. I'm not sure what that's about. Why is it 5 minutes past? Anyway, West Ham, Liverpool. It's a fixture we normally win, but I'm not confident that's going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm just not confident it's going to happen.
Go draw.
Don't do it.
I'm doing it.
Hey, remove those splinters.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm not going to say we're going to lose. I can't say we're going to lose, but I don't think we're going to win either. So I reckon it will be a 1-1, not even 1-1, no, because we concede 2 goals a game. So 2-2. It's a 2-2 draw.
West Ham. Who's going to score for West Ham against you?
Kanate. I'm not even joking. Kanate will score for West Ham. I would have said 1-1, but we're concede 2 a game type team right now. So 2-2 draw is what I'm going to go for. CT, number 1 hater.
Yep.
Is he going to say it?
Listen, I've been forced by you guys because you guys have gone first with predictions of just saying Liverpool are gonna try and maybe do something, but nah, you guys have rubbish. I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. I can actually see that happening.
I'm gonna go 2-1.
I'm not doing it for camera, no nothing. I can actually see that happening. But I didn't want to say
goals. 2 set piece goals.
Yeah. Kanate to head both top corners, top ins. Mikey.
Nah, I'm not having it. 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I had your confidence in our
it's West Ham. I'm sorry. Like it might even be more than 3. As I said, you're gonna have PSV in a week. So you basically got 2 games to set you up to load off some goals, get some confidence back. Obviously, it won't stop you conceding goals, but you'll be scoring goals, and I expect you to get at least 3 against West Ham.
Okay, well that's good to know, Mikey. I'm glad you're confident about what about our goal scoring prowess.
I was confident last week as well. Just so you know, I predicted 3-1 that you'd be Nottingham Forest. I should have reversed it.
I remember. But good point on midweek though. We do have PSV at home, which we should. I actually think we're going to win that match, which is the odd thing about it. I think we're going to beat PSV.
You should know how to be a Dutch team, right?
Well, exactly. But just the way we are approaching the league this season, and the way they're going to approach the game, which is going to be sit back and try and hit us on the counter. That's where it's like our kryptonite right now. It's Slot's kryptonite. So I think we're going to beat PSG in the midweek, but I don't think we're going to beat West Ham at the weekend. But guys, Arsenal, you've got the mighty Bayern Munich, haven't you?
We have.
And the confidence you have in the league, do you think that's gonna go over to the Champions League?
It should.
Mikey, go on, Mikey. You go first.
That's because you know I rate Bayern.
Exactly. You go first.
2-2.
So you're not going to lose, but
Bayern are very, very good. They got a very, very good attack. I don't think the Marino up front thing will work against them.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it depends on who we have back. So we will struggle. If Marino starts up front, we will struggle. If he doesn't, and we have Gyökeres up front, and he's able to move them around a bit and create some spaces in there for Eze, I'd like to see Noni and Saka starting wide, but he'll probably play Trossard just to keep things a bit tight. Obviously, Gabby's not there as well. So we're without a lot of players against Bayern. So a 2-2 will be a good result.
Do you know what their Champions League? They've won it. Yeah, they've won every game, haven't they, in the Champions League?
Yeah, they're up there with us.
Yeah, so they've played.
Scored a lot more goals.
They've played 11 in the Bundesliga and won 10. Scored 33 goals, and then they won all their Champions League games as well. So they're in a very, very good, rich vein of form. So CT,
yeah,
with that knowledge in mind.
Listen, I will never say that we're going to lose. So I do think we may lose, but I'm going to go 0-0. I think we'll keep them quiet. It's going to be one of those hit the post, hit the woodwork.
It can't be 0-0.
It's gonna be 0-0.
That's a cough, but it can't be 0-0.
I'm going 0-0.
33 goals in the league, CT. They won 6-2 at the weekend.
We're gonna keep
6-2.
him quiet. We're gonna keep him quiet.
Okay, let me just check the Champions League table. Oh, they're top of that as well. They've won 4 out of 4, but it hasn't shown me. It got a goal difference of 11. It doesn't show me the how many goals they've scored.
Yeah, they've been scoring a lot of goals, but nah, I'm confident with Arsenal with our run. We'll keep him quiet. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Well, we're up to the 45-minute mark. Anything else you want to talk about, lads?
Well, I'm surprised that you haven't had something on your mind that you wanted to talk about, Ro.
Oh yeah.
You were pretty angry a couple of weeks back about VAR decisions, players in front of keepers, stuff like that. I'm sure you watched the game today. You've watched other games since
Do you know
that
what?
Liverpool City game. Howard Webb came out and explained why it was offside. And subsequently, we've seen at least 2 goals given that were in probably worse offside positions. What say you?
What say you? More like, you know what I'm going to
Oh,
say?
what say you? You need to bet some more.
What say me?
Because my team got the goal. I don't care.
What say me? See, this is the difference, guys. This is the difference between Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans, right? Because
wait, stop. Let me hold you. I brought this up before you tried.
You did. Okay, so this is the difference, right? Is I want this to change for the betterment of all teams. All right. So the fact it was against my team was by the by. You, by the way, Mikey, were adamant that the Liverpool one was offside.
Yes, and I'm adamant that today's one was offside as well.
So why was it not given then?
So I only asked for consistency.
So why was it not given?
I have no idea. But
and then there was actually the Forest goal, the first goal yesterday. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, that's why I said there was 2. That one.
He's literally stood right in front. He stood. The thing is, right? So we had that clown. I'm going to say it, right? You had that clown go on to Sky Sports, head of PGMOL, saying how, yeah, he made an obvious action and this, that, and the other, and don't know how it could have affected the goalkeeper and blah. All that nonsense came out like this long spiel of bull crap about what was the reason why it was given, right? All of that stuff. Then you see the goal yesterday the first goal against us yesterday, and the players literally stood like right in front of Alisson, moves to try and get out of the way. Does that ring any bells?
The one thing I will say on both of not on today's, because perhaps Vicario might have saved it if he had a clear view. Alisson was never saving that.
Neither was exactly, but neither was.
Let me just say, and the other thing was they had a legitimate goal ruled out for handball when it wasn't handball.
It wasn't handball. I saw. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't. I don't know what they saw.
It's just ridiculous. I think that they were trying to even it up in that match. That's the only thing.
But wasn't that after the goal?
Yeah. So they gave the goal that shouldn't have been given, and then they took away the goal that should have been given. That's what I think. Obviously, it's ludicrous, but VAR is ludicrous. The only kind of saving grace is that you got smashed and Tottenham got smashed. So it's one goal down.
And CT, I seem to recall a lot of Liverpool shouts from you last season. Still think so? 2 games in a row.
The payments have stopped.
Against us.
The payments have stopped.
You spent $500 million on players. You can't afford VAR no more.
Yeah, you guys need to worry about your performance
allegedly
rather than VAR. To be honest, even VAR can't save you this season, mate.
Look, listen. You see, this is what viewers. This is what I'm saying. This is the difference between me and these Arsenal fans. Is that I'm talking about the betterment of the game for everyone, and these guys are like, "Yeah, you're paying them last season. You're not paying this. That's why it's like." CT,
Listen.
was it offside or not offside?
It depends who's on VAR, innit?
Forget it.
We just want consistency.
It all depends. He's on VAR.
Nah, forget it. Right, all right then. I'm gonna leave it there, lads. Another week, another defeat for Liverpool.
Come on, Arsenal.
Literal crisis mode right now, and then Arsenal just strolling it like it's the easiest thing in the world. How
Life
times
is
have
good.
changed. This time last season, the shoes were on the other foot. Yeah, well,
We were
we'll see
still
what
showing
happens.
up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. But next week, in fairness, viewers, next week we should have a full house, so
Yeah,
we
that's
should get the views of Uche and Aki on what's been going wrong with Liverpool. Hopefully, it'll be on the back of a win against West Ham, but I can't guarantee any of
There's
that
a
stuff.
loss. I can guarantee you someone's not showing up.
Do you know what? My internet has been a bit dodgy, and I think they're coming to fix it on the Monday, so it's not working on the Sunday. So I might not be.
You already put the excuses in.
I'm kidding. I'll be back. Guys, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you again next week. Peace out from the One True Red podcast.